There we go. We're live. Awesome. I just finished teaching for the night. I had my last student walk out about 5 minutes ago, so I have to rewire my brain a little bit for this live stream. I know I'm the one who planned it right after my lessons, but I'm noticing that I don't know, it takes a little bit of an adjustment. Anyways, so what do we have in store tonight? We're going to be working on the first solo in Honeybee by Stevie Vaughan. I've been practicing it a little bit this week, and today we're going to do the breakdown of it. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to play through it first, and then the next bit is just breaking it down together, and then if you guys have questions or whatever, then we can have a look at that as well. So I'm not going to guarantee this is going to go well, but I am going to give it my best shot. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, but we'll see how it goes. Here we go. There it is.
Little baby, let's make some romance.
And that's a repeat. I had a loop ready for this one. So anyway, hope that was that made it work. There was few little mistakes in there, but who's counting? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. I guess like with Hey, I got some new people here. Awesome. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna do a couple of sections, and then if there's some questions coming in on the chat, I'm going to go into that quickly and then back to it, and then sort of maybe that's a format that will work. So here we go. Let me just get my paper ready because I don't want to make any mistakes here, of course. All right. So of course, he ends on the chord here, so and then we get the pickup. Right? Now the pickup, should I do a little bit less gain so it's a bit better audible? Nah, that's not enough. I'll need a little bit more. So we get so the pickup, what you do, and let me switch to a better view here. So you play an upstroke on open, E, B, and G. And then with your middle finger, you can make a slide from second to fourth. And then you play open, E, B, and G again. So you get. And then what you do is you slide into third position of B and fourth of G with your index finger and middle finger. So like this. Okay? And you're playing triplets there. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So you get 1, 2, 3. Like that. Then we get into what I think is the trickiest bit of the whole solo. It's tricky, slow, and it's even trickier when it's up to speed. So this is what you do. So you get. So what do you do? So you have your index finger here still in a third of your B string, and you play your B and E string together, and you play 3, 5, 5. Then you play that 3 again, and you make a quick hammer-on like that. So I got 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, and So when you get this bit, so you get 1 and then you get an upstroke on the 2, then you play it again, and then you make a pull off. Now, some of you may think like, but that's not so difficult. But to really synchronize it, those 2 hands at that speed is really tricky. It took me a while to sort of get it. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3 and then ring finger back to 5, 1, 2, 3, and then middle finger on 4 of G, and you make a grace note slide down to 2nd, pull off to open, and then middle finger on 2nd of your D string, right? Let's see, I have a drum track running. It sounds really corny, but hopefully it works. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Right? So that's kind of what we did so far. Okay, so then we basically land really into our E major riff. And the first one goes like this. So, right? So now you don't have to hold that whole chord, but because your middle finger gets landed on that 2nd position of D. So you play open E, open B and E, and then 1st of G, and then ring finger, a bend on 3rd of B. Like that. So. Then you play this. So you play, I guess, open G, B, and E. Then 3rd position of B and E. Back to open. Right? Then a grace note slide from 3 to 2 on the G string. Pull up to open, and then middle finger on 2nd of D. Okay? So like this. So I get... Again. Then you get something fairly similar. So you get so you play again open E, open B and E, then D in 2nd and G in 1st. So this is basically just your E chord. And then bend again on 3rd of B. Then open B and E. Again, that bend on 3rd. Again, B and E open. Again, the bend on 3rd. And then B and E again open. The tricky bit here is the timing of these notes. So how do I explain this? So this is like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So the first bend is on the 1st of your triplet. Then the open notes are on the 3rd part of your triplet. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And then your next bend is on the 2 of the next triplet. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you get just 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It sounds really stupid, maybe the way I do it, but that's kind of how it works. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So let me play it with the band. Here we go. So I'm going to just start on that first of those 2, 3, 4, and like that. One more time. 3, 4. Okay. All right. So then we get into our next riff, and that goes like this. So you get. Right. So also here it's all triplets. And then what you do is you play an A triad here. Right. So if you know your F chord here, it's the same, but then in 5th position. So you have your index finger in 5 of B and E, and middle finger is in 6 on G. So what you do is you slide with your middle finger into that 6th position on G. Sorry, like fluently normally. And then you play B string, E string. And it's all downstrokes. At least that's what I do at the moment. Like that. Then, instead of playing that 6th, you're going to be bending 7th, a full step. And then playing B and E again. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you get the following thing. I think there's a sneeze coming, so if I mute myself very quickly, that's why. Then you get this part. So what you do there is you have 1/8 of your B string. It's a very typical like blues lick here. You bend to 1/8, and then you play 1/5 of your E string to 1/5 of your B. Now, when it comes to the picking, there's 2 ways in which you can do this. So let me give you a different view here. So you can play either down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, like that. Or what you can do is you can do down, up, down, up, down, up. And both work really well. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for and what works better for you. So, and I'm sure there might be someone who's like, I got even a better idea than that, which is perfectly fine, of course. All right. So you have the bend and then 5, 5, 8 on B, 5, 5, 8. And then after that, what you do is with your middle finger, I think, 6th position of your G, grace note slide to 2nd, pull off to open, and then 2nd position of your D, right? So let me play that with Josh, my drummer. He's still doing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can then think I can do better a 2nd time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that. Okay. So that brings us to the next riff. And let's see. So you got so again, so also here, the rhythm is actually fairly tricky, but we'll get through it. So the first bit is very similar to a couple of bars ago. So you play open E to open E, then 1st position of G, and then ring finger on 3rd of B, and you make a bend. And what I think he does is he does the bend in 2 stages. So first he plays the note, then a half step, and then a full step. And I didn't do that nicely, but it's like, so I get. And then you play open B and E, then 2nd position, 3rd of B, pull off, then 3rd, grace note slide to 2nd, and then 2nd on D, right? So I got. Okay. Then in the next bar, the note you play there starts not on the beat, but just on the, if you have a triplet, the 2nd note of the triplet. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you play a full bend on 3. Then you play open E, right? So I get 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. So you play another time that open B and E there, and then you play just a triplet, bend on 3, and then open B and E together, like that. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, like that. All right. So let me play that with Josh, and then I'm gonna have a look if you guys have any questions. So here we go. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing some new people. They may have left already, but yeah, if you've well, it was a new one for me as well. I have a student who plays this song. The kid is 10 years old. Pretty amazing. But I didn't know it either, but I really liked the tune, and I just told him, like, you know what? I'll learn it. I'll transcribe it for you, and I'll learn it because I'll also use it for my YouTube channel for a live stream or something like that. So, which is what I'm doing right now, which is pretty cool. So I'm trying to blend my two worlds together: my teaching world, my local students, and this stuff. Hey, Ty, it's funny to see you here. I just saw you this morning. That's so cool. Yeah. Bartos, I think I've seen you before here as well. Hindi 6 strings. Thank you so much. That's so cool. Yeah. So, yeah, oh, that's right. You were there. That's cool. Good evening, first timer here. Well, in a way, we're all first timers here. Well, it depends on what you believe, of course. Anyway, so let's, if you guys have any questions regarding like the parts of the solo or whatever, then definitely put that in the comments. I'm gonna maybe I'll play until what I got until now with Josh, and then we'll start to go into the next section. How does that sound? Yeah. Got into, me too. Like for me, it's also new. Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm not that familiar with it. It's kind of stupid, but there is so much music out there. All right, so let me just quickly play this with the drummer, and then we'll get on with the rest of it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then we get into the next bit. All right. And then the next bit, so let me switch to my other view, by the way. So the next bit is a little bit of like a repeat of what he does in the intro. So with the intro, you have something like this. Right? So he's grabbing back to it, but it's slightly different. So what does he do? So he plays this lick. All right. So again, you have that triad here. So you have your index finger, 7 of B and E, middle finger, and 8 of G. And then what you do is you just make a grace note slide, I guess from 6 to 8 there. And then you play B and then E. And then you play on the E string 9, 8, 7. And then you play full tone bend on 10 of B, back to 7 on E. So, right? Back to 10 on B, and then that slide into 8 on G, playing the triad. So, right? Then you kind of do the same thing, but now you kind of slide in with 2 fingers here. So we go to that A triad, where we're sliding into 5 and 6 on B and G. So like this. Then you play the B string, and then you play B and E together. So, and then we'll play ring finger 7, then middle finger 6, and then 5 with the next finger, and then that B string and 8 a band. So, and then you get sort of like a slide all the way down to first of your D. So then you play open B, G, and D, and I think it goes into the E chord, right? So I get. Now the tricky bit here also in that second bit of the of here. So when you have your A chord lick, is you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So it's like the moments where you play them is where it's a little bit tricky. So you'd have to work on that a little bit. So let me play it with the drums. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I have to go to my next page here. Somewhere here. There it is. Yeah. I like those comments. So you get your E chord. So in the next bit, let me play for you first. So you got this. So, all right, so what do you do? So basically you're just landing into a normal E chord. So you get down and then just open G, B, and E strings. And then what you do is, as with the sort of the start of the solo, you have that slide into 3rd and 4th of B and G, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then what you do, and I kind of personally, I do that with my index finger, I think. You have a second of B and G, pull off to open G, and then index finger second of D, right? So I got, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Then you play open E, open B and E, and then we get into one of those typical, hey Jeffrey, into one of those typical blues licks. So this one, right? So what you do basically, those are all triplets, is you make a bend on 3rd, right? Then you have open B to open E, and just keep repeating that. Now, what is handy is to have a good picking strategy here. I've tried a few, and this is the one that I thought was most usable. So what I do is I have an upstroke here on the bendy note, and then it's down, down. So up, down, down, up, down, down. Right? And then, yeah, so of course, first I have to play it with Josh before we move on. So this is Josh. 3, 4. Like that. Then in the next 2 bars, that pattern just continues. So you get and that's it, right? So you play it basically 7 times more, and then you get that slide from 3rd of G then to second, and then pull off to open, and then middle finger to second of D, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like that. So let me play those 4 bars now because they do kind of go all together. So let's do this with Josh. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. All right. So that brings us to the next bit. And I just have to quickly look at that. What was that? Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah. Sorry, I had to look at that a little bit. Just so you know, this is all fairly new. I mean, last week I didn't know any of it. Then I did the live stream on the intro-y bit. And I had this week, I had a couple of hours to work on the solo. So it's really fresh at the moment. Okay, so this is what how it goes. The next 2 bars. So you get 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so what do you do? So kind of this, of course, is also on the E chord here. And what do you do? Oh, I see. I still have my picking hand there, and you can't really see it. It seems that's kind of stupid. So I have to turn it. If you see this kind of stuff happening during the stream, don't be afraid to call me out on it. I guess that's looking a little bit better. Okay, so what do you do? So you have your E chord and you play open E, high E, and the low E. So then you play that bend on third, then open B and E, and then open E. So then a full bend on third of your E string. And I gotta admit, if I really want to do a full bend on that third string, it's kind of hard, even with the guitar, this guitar detuned. And then you play a triplet, so a bend on third, then open B and E, and then open G, right? So I get... Then what you get is that same old thing. So the grace note slide from third to second, pull off, then second on D, and then open D, index first, middle finger second. So then you play open E, open B and E, and I kind of slide into third and fourth of B and G, open B and E, and open G and B, like that. So I get... So when you combine the two, right hand view zoomed out. Yeah. So when I think I fixed it now. Let me just quickly check in a sec. So when I combine these with the drums, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay, kind of again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let me just quickly check on my camera settings here. So I'm just going to quickly switch to this one. Hold on. Yeah, this one should be good now. Yeah, so I think I fixed it. Sorry about that. Sorry about the interlude there. What am I doing? Oh yeah, there we go. So then we get into the next bit, and that goes like this. I have to quickly check it. I can say 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. Yeah. So what do you do? So, and I think on the video here I did it starting from 4, but I believe the slide starts in from 2nd. So let me click my zoom in view. So you have your middle finger on 2nd of your G, and you slide up all the way to 6, and then you play 6, 5, and open E. Right? So I get. So that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you get 1 and 2, 3 and 2, 2, 2, 2. That wasn't very clean. So basically you're starting again from 5 and 6 on your B and G, and you just do 1 and 2, 3 like that. And then you just keep it there for 2 more triplets. So, and then we get a slide into 2nd of G, pull off to open, and then 2nd of D, right? So, that wasn't correct. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit weird to play things at a slower tempo than because all I was concerned about was being able to play it kind of in tempo with the song, because I didn't want to disappoint you all. But then when you slow it down so much, it's tricky. So let me just play it with the drums here, so you get a little bit of an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That wasn't really clean. Anyways, I had one good take in there. Let me just shut this one up. I'm going to come back to that difference between triplet and triad in a second. That's a really good question. And yeah, the quick answer would be the triad. The triad is a chord and a triplet is a rhythm. So that's the main difference between the two. But I want to go into that a little bit more closely so you have a better idea what is what. Okay, so then we get into the last bit of this first solo before it goes into back into the theme. So that goes like this. 3, 4. Oh my goodness, Andre, what are you doing? 3, 4, and like that. 3, 4, and like that. So what do you do there? So you play basically your E chord here. So you have your index finger in first of G. You play G, B, and E with down and upstroke. Then what you do, maybe with your middle finger, second position of B, and you play it along with your E string. Pull off, then G, and then open E and B, like this. And then what's good to know is these are 16th notes, so that is 4 notes in one beat. So this is one of the only moments, I think the only moment actually in this whole first solo that he goes to 16th notes. So it's like, then we get third position of B, pull off to open, then you slide into third of G, then second, pull off, and then you play second of D. So you get, then we play open D, first, second, then open again, and we make like the hammer on pull off thing, the slur. So like that. Like that. So that's it. And then with the music, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So, I forgot to put this on my like zoomed in view. It's a little bit tricky because right now, oh shoot, the drummer, I don't even realize it was still drumming. But normally with these live streams, I have like my OBS open on one screen, but I think, I don't know. I didn't have that now, so I can't really see what I'm doing, and I can't really rely on my YouTube view because it's delayed for me. So anyways, so let me quickly get back on the question on what the difference is between a triplet and a triad. So a triplet is basically 3 notes in one beat. So it's like this. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's a triplet, right? You can also have a triplet that is over 2 clicks or something like that. But in this, or you can have 2 triplets in 1 click. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those are triplets. You could also see them as sextuplets because it's 6 notes in one beat. A triad is like the one of the smallest versions we know as a chord. So for instance, your C chord is basically a triad. It consists of the root note, the third, and the fifth of the scale that goes along with that chord. So because it just consists of 3 different notes, we call it a triad. That's the basic explanation of it. So yeah, so it's 8, like it's a little bit over half hour. We went through this pretty quickly, I think. That's pretty cool. Nice. So I don't know, like what's likely going to happen is I'm going to be doing another live stream. Well, I'm going to be doing a live stream next week on Thursday. And oh, you're off to practice yours. Awesome. I'll see you later, Ty. But I'm going to do another live stream next week, also at 8:15, and most likely it's going to be about the next solo for, what is it? Honeybee by Stevie Vaughan. If you like, if you need the tablature, it's on my Patreon page. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, then please let me know. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah. Is it helpful? Like, is this a good format? So this is because normally I don't really get a chance to chat to people about what kind of format they enjoy when I'm doing these breakdowns. And I thought I'd just do it like a 2-bar phrase or something, and then first play it, then break it down, and then play it along with a drum track. But I'm not really sure, like, how deep do I need to go into this? I left out the picking on most of it because I figured, I don't know, like it's very tedious, but I did do it on certain key moments, I think. Oh, thank you. Is it, well, Villy? I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of your name. Vili? Is it anyways, but yeah, great that it works for you. That makes me really, really happy. And then likely I'll be doing a lot more Stevie Ray Vaughan or bluesy kind of stuff. I'm just slowly getting back into doing things on my channel. So anything you can like or share or whatever or subscribe will help me get the algorithm back into my favor, because the algorithm hasn't been liking me very much, because every once in a while I neglect YouTube for a year or so, and YouTube is not liking me for it. But yeah, have fun with practicing this, and don't forget, next week, 8:15, another live stream, and it's going to be great. And I just came up with that. Have a wonderful weekend ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.